hear you.
Can't hear you, Chris.
Like I said, Gremlins are taking hold. How about now?
Yep.
Can hear you.
You hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. Like I said, like I tried to say it, no one heard me say it. Gremlins are taking hold of the show. So, episode 170 is off to a rousing start this Christmas week. But we are here. I am KG Chris Gardner of the Houston Round Ball Review. I'm hoping that this show is streaming on all the platforms. I don't know if they are or not, but we're going to go anyway. Joining me is Miss Kenitra Pulliams. How are you doing?
Hi, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you, as well as Willy Gibson. How are you, sir?
Phenomenal, sir. How about you?
I'm doing all right. And special guest AJ Jones from JM&E. How are you, sir?
Doing great, man. Glad to be here.
Thank you, as always, for taking time out, Mr. Producer, for joining us on Folks Talking Sports. And we're going to get right into it. Yeah. AJ, you're the guest. Do you want to talk college football playoffs first, or do you want to talk WNBA first?
College football playoffs first.
All right. So let's put this on the screen. Those are the results from the past few days of games I did not watch. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about the scores, and we'll go from there. First, Alabama came from behind, apparently, to win at Oklahoma 34-24. Miami beat AJ. They beat the Aggies in College Station 10-3. Then Tulane lost 41-10, and Oregon defeated James Madison 51-34. And apparently James Madison put up over 500 yards of total offense, but a lot too little, too late. But your thoughts on any of those four games? Anyone go first?
AJ, go ahead.
What? Why me?
Because you selected the category.
That is true. You did pick it.
Just because I selected it don't mean I wanted to go first. But let me just say this. Specifically about Miami and Alabama. Just because they won doesn't mean that they should have been there. Multiple things can be true at the same time. I feel bad for James Madison. Tulane, obviously, I went to school there. I played ball there. So, I guess I should have some type of remorse. But they shouldn't have been there either. You can't tell me that either one of those schools were better than Notre Dame. And I'm not riding or dying for Notre Dame. But I will just put this out there. They were 10-0 after a single-digit loss to a team that shouldn't have been there. So I'll just leave it at that. They need to rename the tournament the College Football Playoff Invitational, and then they can invite whoever the hell they want to invite. It doesn't matter. You don't have to try to prove or pretend that you're trying to find the best team in college football, because you're not. You're not doing that. You're inviting who you want to invite. Mm-hmm. You're trying to make money. So just call it the College Football Playoff Invitational, and then invite whoever the hell you want to invite. It doesn't matter if they win their conference. It doesn't matter if they have 3 losses. They could have invited Duke for all I care, if it had that name. But if you're trying to pretend like this is a search, a hunt for the best college football team, and you've got one of the best, hottest teams in the doggone game out, I don't care if Alabama won. I don't care if Miami won. I feel bad for Tulane. I feel bad for James Madison. But hey, it's real football coming up this weekend. We're going to see what those pretenders and contenders, who they really are.
Kenitra, what are your thoughts?
There's a clear separation between Power 5 and Power 4, or Group of 5 and Power 4, haves and have-nots with NIL and its evidence. I mean, one of my best friends graduated from JMU, but they don't have the resources, and they're not going to have the resources. Same with Tulane. So, I mean, it's really hard it's a nice consolation. Hey, everybody gets a participation trophy to invite a Group of 5, but it's not there. And Oklahoma becomes the first team to lose at home in college football playoff history. Do I feel bad? Nope. A&M followed it up. Nope. But yet, Aggie and Sooner fans still allow my Longhorns to live rent-free in their minds, throwing horns downs. Y'all aren't even playing Texas. Why are you throwing horns downs? How about you worry about the game on the field and that opponent? And maybe the outcome would have been different.
Probably not. Gag 'em. Oops. Sorry, AJ.
Hey, they won a volleyball national championship.
That they did. Congratulations for that. Yes, they did.
Consolation. Yes, is that the first national championship in any sport?
Ooh, that's a good question. Ooh. I'm not sure of that. I'd have to do some digging on that.
Asking for a friend.
Probably so.
I like Petty KP. I love Petty.
Hey, my brother went to A&M, so
I love it.
Willie Gibson, what say you?
I'm good with it. I mean, JMU got blown out. When got blown out. Power teams that got blown out in the playoff. So, I mean, Notre Dame, schedule better. They play Navy. Join a conference full time. Stop playing with the ACC. Just saying. And to that point, woe is me, Notre Dame. I'm not going to a bowl this year. Next year, there's an agreement signed that if they finish in the top 12, they automatically get a bid. Nobody else has that agreement.
Yeah.
So I'm not crying any. Not saying anyone else is. I'm not crying any tears for Notre Dame.
The golden perks.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, cut that out. I'm not doing that. Do better.
AJ, you're shaking your head.
I mean, I get it. As I said in my diatribe, I am not stomping for Notre Dame. But if this is your best of the best to find out who's the best, and you don't have that team in, what are you doing? You mean to tell me James Madison, Tulane, 3-loss Alabama? Come on.
Okay, so to that point, let's not put Mississippi Valley State in the big dance, or Prairie View, or Colgate.
No. Again, college basketball has it right. College football, FBS, does not and never has. How does FCS get it right all the time? How do they get their 12 best teams in the tournament every time? And is it 12? I think it's 16.
It's 16.
Yeah. So how did they get their top 16 in? And have for years.
But to that point, 17 always is going to have a question. 18 is always going to wonder they should have been there. So I don't think it's a resolution. And I don't believe they want a resolution. Truth
they don't. I agree. They're not losing money. They're not losing money.
No.
So again, college football, SEC Invitational. Call it what it is. I mean, be bold enough to call it what it is. Don't spit in my face, tell me it's raining, and we're going to determine the best college football team on the FBS level. Because we're not.
Well, y'all know how I feel about it. 40 bowl games is going to be 40 winners at the end of the season. So
I ain't even touching the bowl games because that's been a problem for too long. You're not going to get people to stop making money. People are not going to say, "Oh, no, that's okay. We don't need this bowl game. I don't need this payday."
Okay, AJ, what solution do you have to fix it?
I look, play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Call it the College Football SEC Invitational. Just quit lying. Or do a play-in. College basketball does it. Let Notre Dame play the 4 teams or whatever the first 4 teams that were out. Let them do a play-in. Let them do a play-in for the 11th and 12th spot. But don't give me James Madison, Tulane, and a 3-loss Alabama team.
But AJ, all those games for the play-in, what about the student assets? There's too many games for them to play. They're going to miss education and go into class.
Yeah.
What about that?
That used to be the reason.
FCS. What about them missing class? I mean,
I was going to say, they graduating just fine. They getting their paper and coming on out. Passing their tests, coming on out.
It worked for JMU when they were FCS.
Y'all are using logic. There's no logic with Division I college football.
Common sense ain't common.
Sure isn't.
There it is. But Willie, again, take Notre Dame out of it. Pick another team. You can't tell me there was another more qualified team than Tulane. You can't tell me. Look, at least do this. At least take the winners of conferences before you take a 3-loss Alabama.
Okay. That's what I wanted for years.
But see, that meant, because then to me, the conference championship games are irrelevant.
Oh, I'm in agreement. There's no disagreement there. If I'm Notre Dame, I don't worry with my schedule. I don't worry about trying to join a conference and play in a conference championship game and have it be meaningless, only to beg for, again, I know what they got coming up next year, only to beg for something that you should have earned.
So we do a conference champions to that point, 8-5 Duke should have been in this year.
That would have made more sense than Miami.
Conference champ. Wait.
If Miami didn't do what it took to get into the conference championship game, why the hell are they playing for a national championship?
Mm-hmm. ACC is revamping their tie-breaking procedure.
Because they knew it was messed up. But see, the powers that be should need to agree. We are going to have our conference champion. And then next decide, is that going to be the regular season champion of our conference, or is that going to be the champion from our moneymaker? So let's all agree on whatever that is, whatever that qualifier is, and then we'll go from there. That's 4 power conference winners. Period. Big 10, SEC, Big 12, ACC, be done with it. They can do that. They don't want to do that. You know, I was done with college football years ago when a team that did not win its division of its conference played for the national championship game. And everyone said, oh, well, that makes sense because the SEC is superior to everybody else. Okay. That's where college football has been for years, and that's why I'm done with it. I love my Cougs, couldn't care less. Texas Bowl, so what? Or Keyshawn Henderson gets to work out with the team and coaching staff for a few days. The NCAA could pass a rule to say incoming freshmen, y'all could work out in January with the coaching staff. They could do that for 10 days. Do it for the summer now. Don't need a bowl game for that. They're making this too hard. 10 bowls, 4 bowls, 20 bowls, 40 bowls, playoff game here, whatever. Decide who you want to invite. Keep it simple, because the people who are in media and say, well, JMU didn't belong and Tulane didn't belong, in due time, the Big Ten and the SEC is going to say, well, the Big 12 doesn't belong either. We're better than they are. They're beneath us. The ACC, we're better than they are. They don't belong either. So we'll just have the winner of the Big Ten play the winner of the SEC and be done with it. That's what's going to happen. So.
I'm playing.
That's it. That's what's going to happen.
I've said for a long time, it's going to take the athletic directors of the Big Ten and the athletic directors of the SEC to decide that they're not going to play by the NCAA's rules. They're not going to play by the quote unquote money guy rules. They are strong enough and powerful enough to do it themselves, and eyeballs would be glued to the tournament. Eyeballs would be glued to the championship game. But for some reason, folks feel beholding to these organizations that, for the most part, are worthless. Chris, you know how I feel about the NCAA.
Yes.
And the college football playoffs is not sanctioned by the NCAA. They're not beholden to them. So again, it's a group of people with power, with money, who've decided this is how we do it. And my thing is, call it what it is. Can I say one more thing?
Please do.
I hope you all don't have friends and family that are coaches that are out there making statements about the players choosing to not play in these bowl games. I'm not talking about the playoffs. I'm talking about bowl games. These kids are not beholding to these bowl games, and they're not beholding to the school, and they darn sure are not beholding to the coaches. So this whole putting it on them as if they've hurt you in some way, or they've stolen something from you in some way, or they have deprived the fans or the schools or the students of something like they were owed. Yeah, no, we got to stop that. We got to stop that. We got to stop that. If a kid decides he's not going to play, then good for him. Thank you for your time. Hey, and you move on, or don't talk about him at all. But this, I'm going to stand up for the school, and I don't care who don't like this. You're showing just how ignorant you really are, and that's all it is. It's selfish. The bowl games are not a birthright. We're not going to die if we don't watch the Peacock Bowl.
Some folks might, apparently.
Well,
so let me ask this. Where do you draw the line? So, okay, kid decides he doesn't want to play the bowl game. What about a kid that taps out on November 1st?
Willie, I'm a pastor. People can leave my church anytime they want to. Mm-hmm. I could have helped pay their rent. I could have helped pay their child support. I could have helped pay their kids' college tuition. I don't own that person. They can tap out
I'm not saying
anytime they want to.
Mm-hmm. They don't own. I'm not saying they own, but now in the realm of NIL, now we're talking contracts.
That's different because that's between the NIL payer and the NIL payee. And if the school is the brokerage, then they've got to say in that too. But there is how many times do people break contracts every day? Huh? How many times do coaches decide I'm tapping out?
Yep.
How many times do people higher up ignore rules that were adjudicated against them? How many times people higher up think the law does not apply to them? Oops. So missing a bowl game, a kid was paid. Okay, sue me. You know.
Actually, Georgia is suing one of their former players.
Right.
And the way they did the kid that left Tennessee for UCLA, the way major networks dogged this kid like he stole money out of Tennessee and hit the road in the middle of the night. Do the kids get money, extra money from the bowl games? Or does
depends on the contract?
I'm pretty sure the school and the coaches get it. Excuse me. So what did the kids owe them again? The school gets paid. The coaches get paid. Why are we talking about the kids not playing?
KP, do you want to chime in on this?
No, I mean, they get their little swag bag full of, PS6 and, like whatever. But in this day and age of NIL, they can buy their own PS6. Or like, again, if you're not in the college football playoff and it's just a bowl game, but you have a future in the sport, hey, you did what you were supposed to do for the regular season. And this is just literally it's a consolation prize to play one more game. Okay, whatever. Like you're not concerned about your stats. Then go prepare you for your life after college football or college basketball.
So, and let's get into it. The matchups for this weekend. Miami at Ohio State. Of those four, which one intrigues you the most? Anyone?
Indiana,
Maybe.
Alabama.
Okay, go on, AT.
I mean, I told a big Alabama fan today, it ain't gonna happen. Indiana's for real. Indiana walked into Oregon and start putting B to A. Indiana beat Ohio State. Indiana is not the Indiana of old, and Alabama is not the Alabama of old. So yeah, that's going to be intriguing. I want to know how bad Indiana's going to beat Alabama, because Alabama can't start off the way it did against Oklahoma and come back against Indiana. Indiana's defense don't play that, and Indiana's offense rarely misses. So yeah, that was going to be pretty intriguing for me.
KP, Willie, your thoughts? Which intrigues you?
Ole Miss, Georgia.
Go on, elaborate.
Yeah, I mean, just rematch. Conference opponents. Ole Miss without Lane Kiffin. How long can they sustain their success?
Brother Gibson, are you intrigued by the Buckeyes going against Miami?
A little bit. Only from the perspective of Ohio State's coming at that by game night will be a 25-day layoff, and Miami played yesterday, so they've had reps. They've had the opportunity to knock the rust off. So from that perspective, it's intriguing. Outside of that, I mean, the Ohio State defense is next level at this point with Pat Patricia. And they're getting healthy. Has them all injuries on the offensive line. So hopefully that same 25-day layoff allows them to get healthy in a few areas. And come New Year's Eve night, they should be able to do what they're coming to do, which is to defend their title. Which don't tell Ryan Day or don't mention to Ryan Day they're defending anything. Because to him, which is true, this is a new tournament. We're not defending anything. Last year's team won the national championship. This year's team is attempting to win.
Can Miami run against Ohio State's defense? Or will?
Can they run? Yes,
defense?
they can. They can.
Will they?
I don't think they will. I don't think so. I mean, they couldn't run for 3 quarters against A&M.
Fair.
So, I don't think so.
So, if any of these 4 matchups turn into a blowout, will the naysayers say, well, that team didn't deserve to be in the playoff, didn't make to be in the quarterfinal?
No, but that's a problem. Other Power 4 teams have been blown out in the CFP before,
right?
So, to say that's just my take on, hey, JMU shouldn't have been there. Well, Michigan State got blown out before in the CFP semi. Honestly, Ohio State got blown out twice. Once in the semi and once in the national championship game. It happened. So,
AJ, what do you say to that?
Mute me next week. Mute me, because I'm gonna be petty Pendergrass. I'm gonna be petty LaBelle. I'm telling you now. I'm taking every opportunity. I'm gonna be Captain Obvious. I ain't gonna try to be original. I'm just going off. I'm trying to lose as many followers as I can next week if Alabama loses.
No, okay, but loses is different than getting dog
blown out. Don't let them get blown out. If they lose, they might as well have lost by 100, because that's going to be my approach to the whole thing. You either won or you lost. If they get blown out, oh yeah, mute me, block me, come back and get me later, because I'm going in. I'm off. Oh yeah, I got time.
Even if they lose like on a last-second field goal?
I don't care.
All right.
If they bring back the ghost of Woody Hayes and punch a dude on the sideline, I don't care. I'm getting them. That was for Willie. Hey, KP, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
Forget records for a second.
Okay.
Is Mississippi the best team in the SEC?
Ole Miss?
Ole Miss. Right now. Let me qualify that. Right now.
I haven't seen them enough to objectively say. And I'm not ducking and dodging. I haven't seen them play enough.
Okay. The reason why I say that is because for some reason, some of the experts say that because a team beat a team in September or October, they're still better than them in December. And I don't know if I agree with that. Alabama has had ugly wins. Georgia has had ugly wins. Ole Miss has had some wins. It's like, God, dog, are they really that good? And that's against SEC opponents. So if the SEC is that strong, forget the record, is Ole Miss the best team in the conference?
I mean, you definitely can make an argument and substantiate it with facts. I haven't seen them play enough.
Gotcha. I got you.
Well, they'll get a chance in a few days to prove AJ right. So, will we need to mute you for another reason if they stomp on Georgia?
Oh yeah. Listen, man, listen. Miami, Alabama, Georgia, they lose, I'm going, man, I got time. Willie gonna be shaking his head. He gonna be praying the rosary. He gonna be like, my brother, Sodom Noospa. I'm just telling you, I'm going. I'm
Golden Child reference.
Man, I'm serious. The Pope would have to come to my house with his little thing stick and say, look, stop it.
All right, brother. I choose to believe you have some strong feelings on the next topic as well. Because now we're going to talk WNBA. And before we get into the labor issues, KP, Will, AJ, this for all y'all. Everybody who may be tuning in, maybe, because I don't know if they are or not on Twitch and YouTube. YouTube they are. But the report came out a few days ago that Rockets ownership has resumed, or the negotiations have leaked out. They're getting closer and closer to reaching an agreement with Connecticut Sun to move the franchise to Houston. What changed, AJ?
I don't know. I'm wondering if Tillman Fertitta just, dug down into that money he'd been promising to pay for other stuff. I don't know. But I ain't mad about it. I ain't mad about it at all.
Kenitra, what changed in your opinion?
I don't, I'm sure money talks, but I haven't been in those meetings, but we'll see.
The money did talk. Will, your thought on what changed?
I as always, I defer to you. That's your city. As Kenitra said, I was a part of the coverage of the meeting, so I defer to you on that one.
He increased. He upped his offer to, at a minimum, match what ownership in Cleveland and Detroit paid for their franchises. So that's $250 million. Initially, his offer was $200 million, if that. So he decided, or Kathy Engelbert talked to him and said, Tillman, I shouted you out as getting the next franchise, so you made me look bad by that low ball offer. So, help me out here as I'm on my way out of the door, going to look for a new job. Increase your offer to $250 million. Okay, Kathy, I'll do that. Here, I'm over in Italy now as the ambassador, so I have time on my hands. So I'm going to increase the offer to $250. But it doesn't mean, Kenitra, that they're going to have their own practice facility.
I mean, does it even mean it's a done deal?
Sure sounds like it. Whether that's good or bad, I know folks on Threads, some Connecticut Sun fans aren't happy.
I mean, payola maybe. I don't. You know.
AJ,
I, I believe it's going to happen. I believe Tillman Fertitta is one of those dudes who, when he swings, he rarely misses. Um, I don't think it's hard to make Kathy Engelbert look bad. So if that was a comment, that's, you know, baby girl, please. I think it's going to happen. And I don't think the Connecticut Suns fans are any different than when Cleveland left. They're no different than when the Colts left. They're no different. The teams leave. They're no different than when the Comets ended up not leaving, but ended up, getting shut down here. So it's the business of sports.
one of my best friends told me it's a done deal.
Is the business model stable enough for sustained success
In Houston or in WNBA?
in Houston?
Hell no. My same best friend, he talked to me the last few days. KD, it's a done deal, man. And at the same time, I said to him, do they know what they're doing? Do they know what they're getting themselves into? They realize they have to build a franchise, add team. Have they seen what Connecticut has on their roster? They don't know what they're doing. They're spending money to get the team here, but other than that, they don't have a clue. I'm paraphrasing here, but I basically.
But yet it's not. It's not. You know, you would think it'd be a lesson learned about how the previous version of the Comets and how yes, there were glory days, but then how it all ended. Like study your history.
I feel like, Kenitra, for me, there were two different Comets organizations. The Glory Days organization were run by people who knew how to run basketball organizations.
Carol Dawson.
We had a dude that sells mattresses, and that's a fat jack, trying to run a basketball organization.
Facts.
And so to me, it's apples and oranges. If Fertitta's going to bring in basketball people to run the organization, I believe that they have a shot. If not,
what are we doing?
What are we doing?
And I might get in trouble with this, but that's okay because I'm apparently in trouble with the organization anyway. So the people who are currently within the Rockets organization are not the folks who should be involved with the Comets in the WNBA. They're not.
Facts. Agreed.
Just because you're a woman does not mean you know women's basketball.
Yeah, agreed.
And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that's going to get you in trouble too, by the way.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't like she talked to me in 2 years anyhow. So
leave that lady alone, man.
So
send that woman a Christmas card and go on.
No. Quit tiptoeing. Now I want to know who you're talking about.
That's whatever.
Off the record.
I could put it on the record. That's fine. But anyhow, back to this. But I love this. The players have spoken. Through a decisive vote with historic participation, our membership has authorized the WNBPA's Executive Committee to call a strike when necessary. The player's decision is an unavoidable response to the state of negotiations with the WNBA and its teams. Time and again, the players' thoughtful and reasonable approach has been met by the WNBA and its teams with a resistance to change and a recommitment to the draconian provisions that have unfairly restricted players for nearly 3 decades. The players' vote is neither a call for an immediate strike nor an intention to pursue one. Rather, it is an emphatic affirmation of the players' confidence in their leadership and their unwavering solidarity against ongoing efforts to divide, conquer, and undervalue them. Let it be known, the players remain united, resolute, and prepared to fight for their value and their future, end quote. That is a statement from the WNBPA, the Players Association. Who wants to go first?
KP.
Go first.
KP.
So I guess we're not getting a deal done by this January 9th?
January 5th.
There you go.
That was my day. That's the first. That's day one of the unrivaled start of the second season. AJ?
If they are truly united, great statement. Let me go ahead and get in trouble. If somebody like Caitlin Clark starts saying something different, the whole thing falls apart.
Like compromise? Let's reach a compromise.
Mm-hmm. If she starts saying anything to the fact of, oh yeah, I think the talk about strikes is way too aggressive. We need to hear them out, give them more time. If she starts to capitulate, the whole thing falls apart. If they go in like Major League Baseball players, we on the same page. I don't care if we done came from this place, that place, the other place. We not giving up no money. We want this, and we gonna hold out until we get that. Different. But if somebody like her goes on a different note, it all falls apart.
Will, what do you say?
Well, let it be known, as I said, this is what we're doing. And they really forcibly put the ball back into management, into ownership court. Okay, this is what it is. Now, what do you want to do?
Kenitra, how do you respond to that statement from the union, the players' union?
I mean, again, they feel empowered to say it with some bass in their voice, and it's just a matter of ownership and the league deciding, who's going to blink first.
Because let me pull up the owner's retort, as my man used to say. We are aware that the players have voted to authorize the WNBPA Executive Committee to call a strike if the Executive Committee decides to take that step in the future. While we acknowledge the players' right to authorize a future work stoppage, we strongly disagree with the WNBPA's characterization of the current state of negotiations, which fundamentally misrepresents the ongoing discussions taking place at the bargaining table. It is difficult to understand claims that the league is resistant to change, particularly given that we are proposing numerous CBA modifications, including significant immediate salary increases and the new uncapped revenue sharing model that would ensure continued salary growth tied to revenue growth. The league remains steadfast in its commitment to reaching an agreement as soon as possible and delivering a 30th season for the players, fans, teams, and partners. We are negotiated in good faith and with urgency and remain focused on finalizing a new collective bargaining agreement that not only meaningfully enhances player pay, benefits, and experience, but also does so in a way that ensures the long-term growth of the game and the league's capacity to serve the next generation of WNBA players, end quote. AJ.
Nobody wants to be perceived as the bad guy or as stubborn or as trying to strong arm the other side. So you're going to always say, oh no, look, we're willing to work. We've been transparent with our offering. We've been generous with what we're trying to offer. They're the ones that they're not willing to bend. They're not willing to meet us halfway. But both sides are going to draw the line in the sand and stand there and be like, okay. So like there is some truth on both sides, but neither side is completely absolved of any blame.
AJ?
Yeah, I agree with KP. The word on the street is that back when I wanted to get out of a relationship, I did the bare minimum. And then I let her break up with me And then I said, see, she broke up with me. Now, mind you, I did the bare minimum, or I did too much of some stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing in the first place. I feel like that's what the league is saying right here. Because how are we going to share revenue if I don't know what the amount of the revenue is that we're going to share? And if you're the one that has the books to the revenue, shouldn't I be able to see a page or two in the book so I can see what we're talking about sharing? And until we get that, it's just talk. It's not real negotiation. That's me. And that was the word on the street, by the way. That wasn't true.
I think NBA Commissioner Adam Silver needs to get involved if he wants to avoid a work stoppage in the WNBA. But truly, a work stoppage now to February is really only impacts the expansion teams. The season starts in May. If there's no games in May, then people will care a whole lot more. Joe and Jill public will care if there are no games in May. The diehard fans right now will care, but it's not nearly as many people who will care like they will once if real games aren't being played. Do y'all agree? Do y'all think that's at risk, that the season won't start on time? AJ shaking his head no. Kenitra, you think that's a risk?
I mean, like I said, like there are so many other seasons that take precedence right now. Like I'm not, not thinking about WNBA.
Well, is the WNBA, the start of the WNBA season, at risk from starting on time?
Today, no. It doesn't start for another 6 months.
No, I'm saying, will the strike really go into effect in 6 months?
Oh, I mean, no. I think as far as to just point by following the WNBA, Unrivaled starts in 15. So for the diehard fan, they're gonna watch Unrivaled and not even think about those two statements. So no.
And see, I think the publicity that will be generated for the players participating in Unrivaled, the platform from Breanna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, and other star players who participating in Unrivaled, the game's on TNT Sports. They're doing a great job with their media calls, their Zoom calls. I get that stuff every day. That platform where they say, will have a chance to say, yeah, the WNBA is treating us unfairly. It's getting worse. It's not getting better. They have a chance to throw more shade at the W for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Maybe that might prod ownership. These players are killing us publicly, man. They're just lighting us up. They got this whole platform and they're just light into our behinds. That might help. AD, what do you think?
No, I agree with that. I agree with that quite a bit. And, the current commissioner has already suffered some major shots because of Unrivaled, because of the measured and just strong response from Nafisa. I mean, like, she should have called her after that and say, girl, I mean, for real, what did I do? Can we talk? Because, ouch. I don't think that either side wants to go to that point. But I also say this. You got somebody that's making, I'm going to say 300,000. We know that a lot of them are not making that. And that jumps up to $1.5 million or whatever the league comes back with. How do you keep everybody in the ranks without folks start peeling off? And once folks start peeling off, the owners and the league wins.
Yeah, that's coming. The league needs to do a better job of putting out their salary offers of what the players will start making. Because they start doing that, then more folks will be saying, and not just the chauvinists and the haters, you get a chance to make $1.5 million as opposed to $200,000. Y'all better take this deal, or I'll stop watching. I'll spend my summer doing something else. So they got to walk their fine line. Yeah, they're empowered. They have leverage right now, but most of the owners have more money, deeper pockets. When you start, and I know the players have other options and all that, unrivaled, going overseas. It ain't the same thing.
It's not.
It's not the same thing.
It's not. Look, when we went on strike at AT&T, it was fun to say we was on strike. About that second week, and we were getting paid weekly by then, second, third, fourth week, the big bank folks could hold out. Some of us other folks are like, hold on, dog, hold on. So again, man, there's a lot that has to happen before games start being missed and checks start being missed. And hopefully they've got a pool or something that they can help folks who are struggling along the way. Because if you lose them, cracks happen, and cracks lead to bigger problems.
And that'll do it right there, because my man A.D. Moore is getting ready to do the Adamax Corner on YouTube, on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, talk about the Texans' 2-point win over the Raiders. So let's see. KP, I'm going to start with you. Anything change? Nope. All right. Brother Gibson, the world is yours.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to do something different if I can. As always, thank you for the opportunity. You can catch me on the crawl where you reach me. But Ohio State had their autumn semester graduation today. And I always want to, when I can, spotlight the athletes. We talk about their performances on and off the field, on and off the court, but 13 football players graduated. Linebacker Sonny Styles, Caden Curry, defensive end, among them. But there was a young man that played yesterday, basketball, Ohio State men's basketball. I had 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Bruce Thornton against North Carolina, and a 1-point loss. But today he graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in sport industry. So I want to make sure I always, I know we talk about the student assets and things like that, but these young men and young women come to school to earn a degree. And I want to make sure I spotlight that as much as I can. So congratulations to Bruce Thornton and all of the Ohio State athletes and graduates that graduated today.
I get my own script. Boy, don't let me be on the screen by myself now. Hey, listen, man, I want to thank y'all for giving me the opportunity to join. I'm really enjoying it. So again, I want to thank you all for having it. I'm going to do like Willy. If you have not seen Audia Crooks play, listen, stop catching glimpses of her, and then whatever you do, please don't fall into the subhuman people who talk about her size and her body. It is a joy to see her having fun and excelling at the sport that she so preciously loves. She is doing things on the court that we haven't seen in a long, long time, and I would rather enjoy it. So again, if you love sports, do yourself a favor, check out Audia Crooks.
Did you see how the game ended today?
Yes.
I agree. It echo AJ's words with a caveat of sadness coming the way. Audie scored 41 today in Iowa State's 3-point win over Kansas, buzzer-beating 3-pointer. Guess who comes to Houston on New Year's Eve, 1 o'clock afternoon? Iowa State and Audie Crooks.
Get me in the game, bro. Get me in the game. I'll carry your bag. I'll carry your mic. Get me in the game, bro.
I got you. If you want to come to that game with me, sit next to me, I'll put in a word in a few minutes.
Please do. I'm in.
But I shake my head because while Iowa State was defeating Kansas by 3, the Houston Cougars, coached by Matthew Mitchell, first-year head coach at Houston, were in Morgantown, losing to West Virginia by 55 points. Final score 101-46. Houston had 34 turnovers, 17 buckets. So I can only imagine. Well, I can't say that on the air, but it might be a chance that Audie outscores Houston by herself on New Year's Eve. But I'll be there. And AJ, I can put in a word and put in a request. It shouldn't be a problem getting another credential for you.
And do it before I say something, because that petty Pendergrass that I got going on, didn't you want the last coach fired for this guy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just checking. Can I go
I was
to
over
the
here
next
thinking,
one?
like, I promise you, I was like, no, I don't say it, but since you said it, I'm going to do it. I thought it was Coach Willy. And I know I was.
Oh, no. I mean, the talent on this year's team is not good. They don't have a point guard. I mean, it's just not even close. No point guard. Their incoming talent is going to be a long Big 12 year. But they got to get a point guard for sure. They need help. They need help in the portal. Because the word is they're not getting help from the people to go get portal kids. And in this day and time, you better pay these girls. They're like, what? No, thank you. I'll go somewhere else and get mine. That's the problem. They need to recognize they need to get into the women's basketball business. Period. All right, that'll do it. I am KG, Chris Gardner of the Houston Soundbar Review. Follow the show on IG and Threads at Folks Talking Sports. Wrapping it up. Y'all know, if not, thank you for your patience and understanding with the glitches today. 1994, the Houston Round Ball Review. Local name, global perspective. Y'all take care. Peace.